To start off my final project, I was giving you a brief rundown of what my project does. So right here we're going to be emitting the bases for it, and they'll slide all the way up to here, and this will produce lids, and they'll all slide right here, and they'll stop right here, and they'll slide over. That way they're right behind each other, so when they come in here, it'll be nice and easy for this thing to pick up the lid, stack on top of the base. Then once it comes out of there, we will then slide down over here, and this vision sensor will sense the colors. And once it sees a certain number that the color represents, it'll smack it down here, and then we'll keep track of how many we got with our counters right here. But before we start up, I'm going to go over the owner's manual with you real quick, which is right here. So for the very first time you start this machine, you're going to want to make sure that the belts are completely cleared and that none of the E-stops are pressed. And if both those items are checked, you can then come and press start on either the control panels or the HMI, and it'll start running. Now if you press a stop while it's running, the machine will come to a stop, and to be able to start it back up again, you'll have to clear off all the belts and press reset program, and then you should be able to hit start on either of the 3 buttons, and it'll start back up. Now if you hit either of the E stops, the alarm will come on, and so will 2 red lights. And to get that alarm to shut off right away if it annoys you too much, which annoys me a lot, you can come over and hit the reset program button, and it'll shut off right away. But just because you hit that does not mean it'll start back up again. You will now have to clear all of the stuff back off the conveyors once again, and hit start, and it'll start back up like it should. Now before we go over to alarms, we'll just come back and show you how the machine runs real quick. Now we're back over here, we'll come hit start. So we'll let that base slide right on through. Searches that sensor, the lid will come over. And now once this base reaches over here, these will come in now. That will be a continued process. And once both these sensors are sensed, they'll pick it up and slide it on over here. And now since it's green, it'll come down the middle one. And it'll just keep repeating like that. And so now we will go look at the HMI for this. The first person I'm going to log into is as guest, because I have 3 different users for this. Each have higher abilities. So at guest here, it's pretty simple. I just let you know when outputs are running, the lights are on. It's pretty simple. Not a lot you can do, you can't click on any of these or anything. To get to a higher position, say we want to go the next one up, which will be operator. You don't get much more to look at. The operator can now just control the machine if they're supposed to. So we can hit stop right here. We come back, look at our program. It is now stopped, and to be able to start it again, we are going to have to clear everything off here. I accidentally set one of my alarms off. Stop again, we just come back over here and hit reset program. And now that everything's off there, we will double check by coming over to our programming and look at our alarms. And now some of these sensors, the at-end sensor, I'll show you where that one's at over here. Some of them think that they're still being sensed when nothing's really there, so they get kind of tricky to mess with. So I gotta bring this back up in here. Try to slide in front of that sensor. And now that went away, we can come back here hit restart program once again, and then start, come back here, and we're back up to running again, just like that. So we'll come back to this, close out of this, and now we'll go to our next user, which is our administrator, which has the power over everything. So now here we can get a close-up look of when the sensors are actually sensing stuff, and still the outputs. Same thing with pick and place. We can see when the sensors are on or sensing. Same thing with the sorting station. We can still see when the sensors are sensing or not. So close out those three. And now we will trip an alarm to make sure those are still working. And to trip an alarm, we will not allow this box to reach that. And it's taking a little while because sometimes it takes some time to get there anyway, so it takes about 10 seconds to trip the alarm. And the alarm that's going to trip is this conveyor that's running too long. And now there it has tripped. So we come back here. We can go look at our alarms now. Should be the sorting conveyor. Oh, it was our alarm before. So to go into more detail, I'm going to shut this alarm off for you. So now if you go into more detail about our alarms, these first alarms, they go off when nothing has been sensed for so long, and then the rest of them are just conveyor alarms that will go off when they are running longer than they should be. And now, so if we go back into here, go back to controls, we will come back over here, clear everything off the table. Try to get the ones on the inside there. And we'll come back here, reset my program. And as you can see, the latency of that problem we run into every once in a while, that sensor still thinks it's being sensed, so we'll have to go mess with it for a quick second. There we go, now you can see it cleared out of there. So come back to here, hit restart our program once again, start it up, come back here, and now we are operating again. And so now if I can hit the E stop while it's carrying that, it will drop it, sound the alarm, that will lower. Come over here, so I have to listen to that, hit restart, hit register, hit restart, oh that's because the E stop's pressed in, my bad. Pull it back out, click restart, now it's off. And you want to clear these, kind of go kind of slow, also the latency won't pick it up. I get those parts out the inside of there. And then we'll come back and double check on our program over here, make sure that none of these sensors are sensing, because if they are, or aren't sensing, I should say, the program will not start it back up again. So once that's done, we'll come back over here, hit the restart button, and hit start. Just like nothing happened once again. And now for my AutoCAD. This is my power supply drawing I used, just off one of our old drawings. And this is my inputs. which we don't have that many on our PLC, but let's gotta pretend like we do. And then for my outputs, I just use motor control contacts. Besides the lights, everything else is motor control contacts because all the conveyors are motors. The lights, you use the light symbol.